Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I hope you're well. The UK has been in flames for over a week, and regrettably, Muslims who live there bear the brunt of these flames, mostly because they practice a religion that the West will never accept. Again, in the wake of the hate crime against Muslims and the Southport Mosque, Islamophobes such as Tommy Robinson are attempting to influence UK residents in order to repeat hate crimes against Muslims, which will ultimately force Muslims to consider fleeing the country in order to protect themselves. Even more alarming is the fact that this Islamophobe is receiving full support from a so-called Muslim. When you realize that the individual we are speaking of is none other than the infamous Andrew Tate, you may decide to rise up from your seats. Despite knowing that Tommy Robinson is a notorious person who is well known for his anti-Muslim remarks, Andrew Tate is seen as someone who is fully supporting Tommy Robinson. Also, it is important to note that Tommy Robinson and Andrew Tate are the main figures responsible for the false reports that began to circulate on the identity of the 17-year-old assailant on children, which ultimately led to the violence at the Southport Mosque. Now that Tommy's anti-Islamic views are being openly supported by Andrew Tate, regardless of the consequences, Mohammed Hijab attempted to convince Tate that by siding with this bigot, he is betraying his own Muslim brothers. Both Andrew Tate and Mohammed Hijab defended their positions in a series of tweet exchanges, and Mohammed Hijab was unable to persuade Andrew of his serious error, or rather, his sin. What's even more concerning is that Andrew Tate didn't even offer an apology for his claim in a widely shared video that the attacker, a 17-year-old, was undoubtedly an illegal immigrant.
Somebody arrived in the UK on a boat to flood our shores. I don't see any protests in the UK.
Which fueled the flames and led to the attack on the Southport Mosque. When questioned by Mohammed Hijab, Andrew Tate very brazenly said that he was completely sickened by watching Gaza being destroyed by Israel, and equated the agony and anguish of the Gazan people to that of the native white people of the United Kingdom. And for that reason, he is able to understand the native Englishman's emotions. Tate was implying that immigrants and black or brown Muslims deserve all the abuse they face because they are similar to Israelis in the eyes of the Palestinians. Can you believe that? How could someone go to such lengths to try to fit in with the West? In reaction to this absurd statement by Tate, Hijab stated that he does not belong to the group of those who would try to seek favor with the West for petty gain to betray their fellow believers. He also stated that even if Tate is trying to appease the West to accept him, this would never happen, since the West will never welcome him unless he abandons his religion. In addition, Hijab called Tate's comparison beyond problematic and ridiculed him for keeping quiet about the violence and racist taunts that his Muslim brothers endured at the hands of the native Englishman, whom he is genuinely worried about. Tommy Robinson was the primary reason behind the Southport Mosque attack. He was the one who instigated his supporters against Muslims so that they could create riots and clash with Muslims while he himself was resting in a 5-star hotel. Even after his rumors were proven false, he dared to make a video to justify the attack and hatred against Muslims and Muslim immigrants.
Whoever riots gets hurt. Well, the British need hearing. You care more for Afghanis, Somalis, Eritreans, Syrians, Pakistanis. Put them on boats and send them back. They shouldn't be here. They're a danger to us. So before people get on quick and condemn the angry men, that anger is justified.
And here we see our own Muslim brother Andrew Tate fully backing this Islamophobe by comparing him with the Palestinians. How disgusting. The primary concern of a believer should be the bond with Allah, not with those who are critical of Islam or the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. A believer cannot be friends with someone who supports those who are critical of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Islam, or the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, "You will never find a people who truly believe in Allah and the last day loyal to those who defy Allah and His Messenger, even if they were their parents, children, siblings, or extended family. For those believers, Allah has instilled faith in their hearts and strengthened them with a spirit from Him." We often use the phrase, everything happens for a reason and for one's own good. And so by this controversy and ongoing tensions in the UK, Muslims got one benefit out of it. and that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pulled off the veil from the face of Andrew Tate and exposed that he is concerned more about his relations with influential personalities than the pain of his fellow believers. While Mohammed Hijab, on the other hand, showed his true inner belief self and how he keeps Allah above everything else. This incident serves as a stark reminder for us Muslims that in the world of influencers and content creators, there are only a few that deserve our attention and respect. May Allah save us from hypocrisy. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among the true believers. Ameen.